Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Business Plugs Mixer. We're in the midst of doing some changing, and I tell you, you don't know until you don't know what it's like to change the whole format to do all the different things. Hi, my name is Linda Murray Bullard. They call me the Business Plug, and so I come to talk to you about government contracting prep. And that's what we're talking about today. I am willing to take your questions, to go through the presentation, talk about what this is and why it's important for you as a business owner to be considering it as a part of your revenue plan. So we're going to talk about how to get ready to get government contracts. And so please bear with me because some things are changing right now. And I'm just trying to grab it with both hands and move forward. So go ahead, if you're watching this, wherever you're watching this, go ahead and like and subscribe. And if you have a little bell, go ahead and hit the notification bell so you'll know when I'm on. But we have some great things coming up. This is the month that we kick off the whole business strategy. And the whole business strategy talks about you as a business owner. A lot of times, new business owners only know the part of the business they've been exposed to. And so in those cases, there's a whole nother part of the business they have no idea about. And so this is to get you to understand the whole part of your business, whether you are going from idea to implementation to revenue, income, right? Or whether you have been in business for a while and now you're just trying to take it up a level. How does that happen? And so that's what this season starts. The whole business collective is about helping businesses to see the whole business so that they have a full understanding of their business and not just the I'm going to sell something part, but the part that keeps the doors open. So that's what we're going to be doing in the next few weeks. That's what we're going through in this season. So you're going to see a lot of those things. My guests are going to come on. They're going to tell you about the amazing things they are doing all over the country. I am so excited about the interviews I have coming up because they're going to give you insight that you can't get anywhere else. My people are coming and they are bringing what they do so that you can understand it at a granular level. Before I go into the presentation, though, I do need to tell you a couple of things. The first thing is that if you need one-on-one counseling, please go to getthebusiness.org. That's GETTHEBUSINESS.org. That's the website where we can connect. Go ahead and click on Connect with Linda, and we can talk about whatever your situation is in your business. The other thing is, how do you feel about procrastination? Like, do you feel like procrastination has cost you enough already? Many times we think procrastination is just a normal part of life. It's just things happening as they happen. But what we find is there's a reason why you procrastinate. And guess what? There's also strategies you can use to get past it. So get past procrastination. It's happening September the 20th. It is a 4-week course that we meet up once a week in a group, right? It starts on September the 20th at 12 o'clock noon Eastern time. And guess what? The 4-week course is just $25 and you get a workbook. You can actually download the workbook today. So wherever you're watching this, the link to the workbook, to the group, to the everything you need to get past procrastination, it's wherever you're watching this. Go ahead and click it, reserve your seat, get in the house, and let's start moving past procrastination so you can start doing the best things that you know, have the best life that you want to have, like creating the things and doing all the things that you have on your mind, on your to-do list to get those done. That's what we're doing. We're moving past procrastination and getting things done. So go ahead and click the link, reserve your seat. Get the workbook, start working on it today. And on the 20th, we'll meet up and we'll talk about the things that you're going to learn. You're going to be so excited. You're going to think, oh, I finally get these things off my plate. We're doing that. In the whole business, this is the first one. We're getting stuff off people's plate by doing this workshop. So with that being said and done, let's start the presentation. So this is all about government contracting prep, okay? This is strategies to help you to move forward with your government contracting. Have you ever just wondered, or had questions of how do people do that? Because you hear about people winning contracts and getting this money, and it's consistent and it's uh, recurrent revenue for their businesses, and they're moving on up. Meanwhile, you feel like you're stuck and you're like, what does all that take? Or this, you've tried it yourself alone, and you're like, this is a whole new language. I have no idea what these people are talking about. Fear not, you are not alone, and that is not something that's out of the ordinary. A lot of times, the barrier to the whole process is understanding what is being asked. And so that's what we're going to walk through. These are strategies and the best practices for your business to have success in getting government contracts. And that's what we're talking about tonight. So I am again using new tools. So bear with me. Bear with me. I'm using new tools, but I think I got it. I think I have. So let's see if we can get it going. So what we're going to talk about is understanding the steps to successfully prepare your business for government contracting, right? And so we're going to talk about the importance of the preparation. We're going to talk about understanding the marketplace and the certifications and compliance. We're going to talk about the strategic networking and partnerships. That's all we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about all the things you need to know to get you started, okay? All the things you need to know just to get started, because like it is a process and it does take time, and it takes patience, and it takes understanding, and it takes commitment. The commitment part is the part that is probably covers everything else, right? If you're committed to the process, then you'll have patience, and you'll have the other things that you need. So understanding the market. Well, you need to understand that the United States government is the number one, the largest buyer in the world of services and products from small businesses. And so that means, yeah, you too can be a contractor for a vendor for the United States government. Also, now this is not just to isolate anyone else, but did you know there are 3 levels of the marketplace? So you have your city that you live in, right? You have your city that you live in. You have the state where you perform service, where you live, right? And then you have federal. So there are 3 levels. And when you talk about the local, the city, the local, consider those large companies that are utilities or schools or big businesses that are in your region who could very well use your services. So understanding how to get to those things. Also, there's difference in processes, and there's also different in the regulations and the requirements. So knowing what those things are is going to help you to become a government contractor. So yeah, so understanding all those things about business, a lot of times people get frustrated in the process, and you don't have to be frustrated in the process. Like this is all designed, this whole presentation tonight is designed to help you move forward. Okay. This is the basic understanding that you need going forward. So the takeaway from this is you have to do your own research. You have to see what agencies are out there, and you can identify what's relevant opportunities for you. I have seen everything for sale. Like I have seen so many things in contracts and different, regardless of what lane you're in, there's probably a space for you in government contracting, either at the local, the state, or the federal levels. And that's what this is about. So preparing your business. So there's a checklist. I have a checklist, and you can download it at my website. You can download a checklist at my website. I think the one that's there is probably for starting the business. So if you just have the idea, you can go and download the free checklist from my website. But there's another checklist. And if you want that one, all you have to do is send me an email, right? Send me an email and wait to the end. I'll show you how to do all that. But there's a checklist. So you register your business in all the different places, right? If you're going for federal, you need to be in SAM.gov. I think all businesses need to be in SAM.gov anyway. That's just my thinking. My thinking, if you're going to do whether you need it now or you're going to need it later, I think all businesses should register themselves in SAM.gov. I do. It is a 2-step process, and it is for the committed. Let's say that. It is for those committed to do this work, right? So it's not an easy process, because if it was easy, everybody would do it, right? Again, the most tedious part that people tell me about is Linda, I don't understand the language. Linda, I don't understand. And people hire me, they hold their hands to walk them through the process, but it is not something you can't do by yourself. Okay. And so register your business at all the different places it needs to be registered at the local, the state, and the federal levels. Then you want to obtain your DUNS number. Now, your DUNS number is to set you up for business credit. And it used to be, in order to register in SAM.gov, you had to have a DUNS number. Well, it's not required now. They came with a new UEI number. And so the federal government actually assigned your number. But you still need a DUNS number if you're thinking about becoming in contract and business credit and all that. You still need a DUNS number. Also, NAICS codes. So NAICS is pronounced NAICS. You hear people pronounce it a lot of ways, but actually start talking about the service codes that the government uses in order to determine the products and services that they are going to do business with. And so you need to know what those are for your business. And it's not a one size fit all. It's based on what you do, what your outcome, what your outputs are. So they have a whole place where you can go find the next codes. The next thing is you meet the financial and the operational requirements. Like a lot of people think, well, okay, I'm going to get in government contracting. And I'm not going to say that you have to be, have to have a lot of money to get in government contracting. I would advise that you have some money. Okay. So doing the some money, you have to have, because there are things that have to be purchased, people who have to be paid to get you up started. So you need to have an asset or access to at least baseline startup cash, right? You need to understand what that is. Also, you have to develop what's called a strong capability statement. A lot of the businesses I work with have never heard of a capability statement. They're like, Linda, what is that? And so a capability statement is a resume for your business. That's what it is. So you have to get a resume for your business that talks about what your past performance was, what your capacity, what your competencies are, and who you are, who you've done business with. Like it's a very, and you can, all this stuff is Googleable. I just made up a word. All this stuff is researchable. You can find what you need simply by applying what I'm telling you. Go and search the terms in google.com or whatever search engine that you use that you trust. Go and search the terms. There are YouTube videos also that can walk you step by step through all the different things that we're talking about here. So showcase your past performance, experience, and the certifications clearly. The thing about it is we're moving away from the certification piece to some degree, but you still want your past performance. Eric Coffey, if you don't follow him already, find him and follow him. His name is Eric, Eric. His last name is Coffie. Follow him because Eric he is a wealth. If you on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you can find him, follow him because he'll help you through the process. He is such a sweet guy and he's such a giving guy, and he has a heart for small businesses to help them to get recurrent income. So follow Eric. But he posted the other day about past performance, and Eric said your past performance is better than any low price. A lot of times contractors are looking for low prices, and they'll say lowest price offer. But the thing about it is, if your past performance shows that you have stability and that you're committed to doing whatever it is that you say you're going to do, government agencies want somebody to do the job. And if you're the best person for that work and you know this, you're showcase your past performances. What have you done that says that you're going to be good at doing this work? All of that is credibility, and you want to put that in play. The next thing we're talking about is examples of certifications. So some examples of certifications are, we have veteran business enterprise, right? If you're a vet, this is your season. If you're a veteran business owner, this is really your season. They are really pouring into supporting veteran businesses. So if you are a vet, this is your season. If you're a woman-owned business or you are a service-disabled veteran, this is your season. Go ahead and do all the prerequisites so you can get to it. Why you want to do this is because it's increased visibility. they have access to, you have access to the set asides they have for you. They actually have contracts specifically for veterans, especially the Veteran Administration, which I think is the Department of Veteran Affairs now. But yeah, but especially the Veterans Administration, they have contracts set aside specifically for you to support you. And it is your competitive advantage. If you are a veteran and you're going after a veteran contract, that's going to be a win for you. That's like another checkbox to your benefit. So make sure that you register as a veteran small owned business or a service disabled veteran business or a disabled business, like whatever the stipulations are that you qualify for. Make sure you register for them all, because those are check marks to benefit you. Now, strategies. Let's talk about the strategies. So you want to connect with people who are prime contractors. And here's the thing, a lot of people want to be the prime. And I get it. Everybody wants to be the prime. No, I want to be the prime. Everybody wants that work. But the prime is the hardest working person. Like, you have to keep up with all the prerequisites. You have to make sure everybody's on point. You have to make sure the job gets done. You have to do all the reporting. Like, so the prime spot is there for a reason, right? But it comes with a lot of work. The subcontractor, the person under them, just needs to do the work. You need to do the regulations and all the other things, but the reporting piece falls on the prime and not on the subcontractor. The subcontractor is the one that has to, the heavy, when they say heavy is the head, heavy is the head for the prime, because they have to make sure everything works. They have to make sure the program works as promised, the contract works as promised. And so consider subcontracting by contacting some primes. And there are places you can go to find out who the prime contractors are in your NAICS code. Again, that's that NAICS code we talked about earlier. So participate in networking events and industry days. So they have networking events where the people who are primes can meet up with people who are interested in subcontracting. You can do very well as a subcontractor, believe it or not. And again, not all the stress, not all the reporting, just doing the work that you're doing now and doing it excellent, just like you do now. Yeah, then find where they are and become a resource for a prime contractor. Participate in those networking events and those industry days. Also, develop joint ventures or mentor protege relationships. So if you know someone that is working in an area and you're like, I want to do that one day. I had a business that contacted me and they wanted to get into some of the things with construction. So they found somebody in the area who was doing that, and they started working as an apprentice under them, just so they can learn the steps and things. So mentorship is good. Get you a mentor who's already where you want to be, and then build that relationship so that you can have access. Also, and you want to say where those mentors are. So they have the SBA's Dynamic Small Business Search is where you can find out where the primes are. Also, acquisitions.gov is where you can find out where all the forecasting of opportunities are. So those are the two things you want to take advantage of. I hope you're making notes. Or you go back, if you watch this again, make notes. You're going to need notes, plenty of notes. I give notes. my clients love it. Miss Linda, I got a whole book here. I got things to do. But yeah, so the pre-work. So pre-work for accessing opportunities. You have to research which agency you want to work with. And then you have to determine what is it that they're spending? How much are they spending? How much are they planning to spend? Also, you want to build a 3-time sales pipeline, like target 3 opportunities for every desired win. So if you want to look at, a lot of people they bid for everything that's out there, right? And that's a strategy, but it's not really a strategy. What I teach is no bid, no bid strategies, where we use AI a lot. my business owners, my students, we use AI a lot, but we have a bid, no bid strategy set up using AI that tell us if we should go for something or not. It gives us an opportunity to vet different opportunities. It gives us the chance to vet different opportunities to find out if we really want to bid for that or not. If it's within, because the thing about it is we have to stick to our, our value proposition. We have to make sure that we are compliant. And so our bid, no bid strategy includes vetting the contract, because everything that shines is not gold. You heard that before. So that's it, especially important going through this contracting process. So I told you I'm using this new equipment. So let's talk about the local, state, and federal contracting. So local, small scale, faster cycles, direct community impact. This is working for people that probably go to church with you, their kids go to school with your kids. Like, these are people you know in your community. And so doing those small contracts, all of this, by the way, let me always say this, all of this is about you building relationships between you and the decision makers. And this is real business relationships. This is not about, I'm going to see if I can befriend them so I can get these. No. This is actually honest relationships with people that you probably are already in their circle, or they're already in your circle, and you don't realize the relationship that you could have as far as a business relationship of getting things done. So this is relationship based. Again, decision makers are looking for businesses, small businesses, who have went and did all the criteria, all the pre-work, all this work, and they're ready to start making money by doing what they already do already. And they're committed to the outcome, the output, making sure that they're solving problems for their city, for their state, and for the federal government. That's what that is. So the state, when you're looking at, these are the differences between them. The local is small scale, faster cycles, direct community impact. The state, a little bit broader, right? Broader opportunities in education, healthcare, and infrastructure. The federal, now that's the higher value, is more complex processes, and it has specific certifications that are required. So you have to match your products or service to the agency's need. The whole thing is you are the solution for a product, for a problem that they're having. So you have to position your business so that they know you are the solution, right? And so that's what they're looking for, people that want to do the work the first time and want to do it well. If you are someone who has a high value on the services that you're providing, the products that you're putting out, then this is definitely could be an opportunity for you. So when navigating the procurement platforms, right, we talked about SAM.gov, but I also put this FPDS in there because a lot of times what businesses ask me is, Ms. Linda, how do I price it? How do I price it? And I tell them to do the research, because they actually have websites out here. FPDS is one. Yeah, FPDS, I had to make sure it's the right letter. FPDS is one of them, and you can see what they have paid previously. And I love that this is probably the most updated one. There are others. There are plenty of others, but this is the one I've seen that has been most updated, up to date, like within a few days or so, like 7 days or something. They update it pretty currently. And then also, you can go to your local state procurement's website. You can go to your local government website. You can also go to the education. They have Open Records Act sometimes, like my client the other day. She is trying to go to a Fulton County experience, and in order to get the information about the incumbent, what they paid before, she has to use the Open Records Act for Fulton County. Sometimes that's required, but it's a part of the process. And so it's not like they're holding back information. It's just they have processes and procedures that work best for them. And so your goal in getting in this game is to understand that you just need to do what it takes to get it done, right? And so the application process, so it identify the opportunities, assess what fits your business, right? And then prepare for proposals and pricing. And here's what's different. So I help with grants. I help people write grants. And the thing about grants is, in grants, you can set up one template, and you can put a grant folder, you can put all the stuff in it, and it's the same. It's rinse and repeat as many times as you want to, right? So that's that. Proposals is not like that. Proposals are written by different people. And so because it's written by different people, you have to answer it, respond to it, based on the questions they ask you in the order that they ask you, doing whatever they ask you to do. So it's a little bit more, there are a few more variables in answering contracts versus answering grants. That right there is a game changer for people, because people who are used to rinse and repeat the grant world, over here in the contract world, it's a little bit different. Read the you have to read the proposals, the RFIs, the RFQs. RFI stands for request for information. RFQ stands for request for quote. They're very different, but one is asking you general information, the other is asking you for money, like what do you charge, and then a request for proposals, where it's a combination of those. So you answer it based on the question asked, question answered. That is a general philosophy, regardless of which of those three it is, right? So making sure that you do that. Also, you have to submit proposals with the appropriate through the appropriate channels. They will tell you exactly how they need your response to come back. They'll tell you what, if they need 5 copies of it, if it needs to be overnighted, if it needs to be emailed, if it needs to be have AB documents A, B, C, D, E, F with it, whatever it is. They're going to tell you very specifically what it is that they want you to give them back. And it's about following instructions, because I've been guilty, right? Because sometimes we get ahead of ourselves. And once I can remember, I had 2 things open, and I responded to one for the other, and I was like, oh my goodness, they must think she's cuckoo. But I had too many things open. So I'm not a fan of having a lot of tabs open, because it becomes confusing when you're doing this. So I know to just stick with what I have open. That's what I'm working on. But there are things that you need to do. When they tell you to do something, do it exactly as they tell you to do. That is a game changer within itself. Following instructions, understanding and following instructions. So you submit it through the appropriate channels, and then you follow up and you refine based on the feedback. So let's say, and never, ever, ever, like I wouldn't advise for you to submit it on the last day of when they tell you, because they are very helpful. For the most part, they're very helpful. And if you forgot something, especially if it's your first time, if you forgot to add something, or you didn't do something right, or whatever, if there's time, they'll try to help you through it. But if you're on that last day, there's no time for them to help you. And so how it's submitted, it goes as no response. You don't want that. So yeah, so the whole thing is to make sure that you follow instructions. Make sure you give yourself at least 5 days or more, so that if there's an issue or a problem or something, you have time to rectify it before the final day. On the final day, they can't help you. So review historical awards. Try to see if somebody was an incumbent, they had that position, that contract before. What was it like for them? Was it the same thing? Did it go up or down? Is there similarities between what you're doing and what they did? Is it, as far as pricing, how much were they paid for it? Like, you can get all that information is available to you. You just have to know where to look. So review historical awards and the agency's trends to kind of tailor your approach. Okay, managing and leveraging your certification. So we're in a different climate. So I always tell my business owners and my students, lead with the fact that you can do the job. Lead with that. Don't always lead with your certifications, right? Your certification probably gave you the access to that contract, or their proposal. So that's fine. You've already used that, but I want you to lead with your past performance. Lead with the things that say that, yes, I can do this job. Lead with your letters of recommendation. Lead with the things that set you apart based on your performance more so than your certification. Okay? That's a game changer for me. So tracking opportunities and measuring success. So you need to be able to track your CPLs. CPLs are the cost per lead. You can also track your proposal win. What rate are you winning? And then the revenue generated by the contracts. So there's some things that you need to keep track of as a business owner that's in this process. Having a customer relationship management system would be a great tool for you. Also, spending analytics and identifying trends, like those are the things you need to be aware of as you're going into this realm of work. It is not like every day, and it's not for everybody. Let me just tell you, it's not for everybody. But if you do the things that are helping others to become successful, you will become successful too. It is based on performance. It is not based on whether they like you, see you, are you, or all the things. If you apply for those contracts that you qualify for, your performance will be what you're graded on, right? Your performance will be what you're graded on. And what some of the things that they say in the GovCon world is that they are not graded, they're scored. Your proposals are not graded, they're scored. So you need to make sure that you know what evaluations look like. What are they doing? So research the market, register your business, obtain the relevant certifications, build relationships, and prepare strong proposals. And so the call to action is start exploring opportunities today and leveraging the tools and the strategies that you need in order to go after government contract. I hope this got it started. I think this is a great 101, like the beginning to start thinking about some of the things you need to do to prepare. There is so much free support here. You have an Apex. I don't care where you are in the United States. Your state has an Apex office, an APEX office. And those people there are there to support you and help you walk through this process. And many times they can give you suggestions and give you resources. My Apex, shout out to my Apex for the state of Tennessee. She is amazing, and she helps me when I'm pulling my hair out trying to figure it out. But she is a wonderful person, and she has been a great resource for me. So check with your Small Business Development Center. You can go to sba.gov. That's SBA, Small Business Administration.gov, and then it has a place for local support. You put in your zip code and it'll show you where the nearest Small Business Development Center is near you. Again, working with the Apexes all over the states. All the states have one. Connect with them. Go to your Small Business Development Center to get support. These are free support that you have paid for when you pay your taxes. And as a business owner who is licensed, all of this is legal, right? So this is making sure you have all your ducks in a row. You are legal. You're registered with the city. You're registered with the state. If some cases you may have to be registered with the county. So it's being registered in all the places you're supposed to be registered. And this is the access and the rewards for doing all the things you should to make sure that you have a legitimate business. That's what this is. This is not hustle mode. This is not hustling. This is actually following the process because it's business principles and strategies that work for regardless of who implement them. It works. It does. So my name is Linda Murray Bullard. They call me the business plug. And this is my contribution to you to help you get support. I have a few sites here, or you can always go to getthebusiness.org to reach out to me. But if you have additional questions, I just invite you to let me know. Comment wherever you're watching this, or go to the website and contact me there. Either way, we can walk through this together. Have a great day. And thank you for joining the Business Plug Mixer. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share. If you know somebody who can use this information, I really would appreciate it. Have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you next Sunday on the Business Plugs Mixer. Good night, everyone.